NASA's turning its attention to planetary defense as well, specifically stopping asteroids from killing all of us. Tonight, a spacecraft whose mission is to deliberately crash into an asteroid will launch from the West Coast. If successful, the DART mission will redirect a near-Earth asteroid. To get us smarter tonight on this, the DART mission happening, I'm joined by former NASA astronaut and former ISS commander, Dr. Leroy Chiao. Good to see you again. Just baseline here, Dr. Chiao. Are you excited about this? You nervous?
No, this is it'll be a very interesting first. Actually, several firsts on this mission. The biggest thing, of course, is we're going to be striking another object with a part of a spacecraft and actually change its orbit a little bit.
I know it's a first. I know it's interesting, but I'm going to go into the medical realm. They always say, is it medically necessary? Is this scientifically necessary, or is this elective?
Well, the idea is to see if we can intercept another, a body out there in space and actually change its orbit. And the reason we want to do that is to see if, it's practical to plan some kind of a planetary defense system against asteroids that could come and strike the Earth. So this is in a small way, it's a first to see if we can accurately do that, and also if our measurements are good enough that we can figure out and calculate how much we have to move an object or how fast we have to strike it in order to get it to change its orbit to what we think it would be in order for, in the future, an application like this for it to miss the Earth.
I don't know if this is an oddball question, but do we even know how many meteors or asteroids or objects are out there? Like, what are the known risks in this area, and how many do we know that we don't know?
That's the thing, is that we know of many of these objects. We've tracked them and we've predicted their orbits and we're keeping track of them, but then there are the ones that we don't know about. And so I don't think we can really know how much we don't know about these objects. We only know the ones that we've measured so far and observed, and we're keeping track of those. But, it's a little bit of, well, how lucky do you feel? We've gone all these tens of millions of years without a significant impact that like the ones that killed off all the dinosaurs. So, are we that unlucky it's going to happen in the next few years, or are we looking at tens or maybe even hundreds of millions of years before another impact like that happens?
Maybe more simply put, have you ever lost a night of sleep over an asteroid maybe hitting us?
I personally have not. It's not something I worry about. Being an astronaut and an operator, we generally worry more about things that are directly under our control. So, I have to admit it's fun and interesting to think about this kind of thing, but hasn't kept me awake at night.
Okay. How about a mission that some of us might be a part of in our lifetimes, or our kids, and that's this commercial space travel? We see that people like Michael STRAHAN is going to be getting on one of these spacecraft. I don't know if that's the right word, and some others. What's your thought when you see that this is really widening out who's going to be going into your territory?
Oh, I think it's great. I think the commercial space flight opening up, generating more of public interest is a good thing. It was a thrill, of course, to watch Captain Kirk, William Shatner, fly. I watched the original series when I was very young, and definitely had an influence on me and my interest in space exploration. So I think it's great. This is a natural progression of things, and I'm glad it's finally starting to get more traction. Also impressive that you grew up watching Captain Kirk, and then to see the whole progression of where we are now and having gone to space yourself. Very cool. Dr. Leroy Chiao, as always, thank you. Thank you.